This is Greater Media News.
Welcome to Greater Media News. My name is Okache. Here are the top stories. The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board (JAMB) has announced a new date for the conduct of the 2021 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. JAMB Registrar Professor Ishak disclosed after a stakeholders meeting last week that UTME would hold from June 19 to July 3. A police sergeant, Mr. Kabir Issa, has been rewarded with a sum of 100,000 naira for his honesty after returning 1.2 million naira found on a deceased accident victim to his relatives in Kano State. He was presented the gift for his honesty and dedication to duty. On foreign scene, at least 139 people have been killed in Gaza and 9 in Israel since the fighting between Israel and the Palestinian territory started. On Saturday, an Israeli airstrike on a refugee camp in Gaza killed 10 people, while a Palestinian rocket killed a man in Israel. An all-glass elevator will soon offer people views of New York from 1,210 feet above the city. The observation deck at 1 Vanderbilt is set to open in October 2021. Now on sports, Manchester City won the Premier League title last week after Manchester United were beaten by Leicester City. It was the fifth time the club have won the league in 9 years. Leicester City won their first ever FA Cup with a 1-0 victory over Chelsea, thanks to a stunning goal from Yuri Tillemans on Saturday at Wembley. The midfielder produced a fantastic goal in the second half to earn Leicester a historic victory.
Isaac Perez's contact. Tillemans from long distance. Oh, one of the great Wembley goals. Yuri Tillemans fires the Foxes in front in the 2021 FA Cup final. Well, what a strike that is.
Now, let's listen to the news commentary, the halftime whistle. Meeting break for this term has come and gone, and lots of things have been accomplished within few days. While many students traveled home to relax and spend quality time with their family and friends, some students remained in school, especially students who are preparing for major examinations this year. Well, the break is over and the second half of the term has begun. It is just like a football game where the whistle is sounded to indicate the end of a half term and the commencement of a second half. Many students had a half to remember as they were privileged to score some goals, while others had a lot of difficulties and could only plow their way through the half. Just as seen in many football games, a half is not an entire game. In many cases, football teams have come from a losing position in the first half to win a contest. Surely, no matter how good or bad the first half is, everything can still change in a second half. It is therefore important for all students to take this second half more seriously than the first. There will be more activities in this second half than the first. Continuous assessment and examinations are just few of the academic activities that every student should prepare for. Thus, students who achieved a lot of goals in the first half should not relent. They should see the second half as an opportunity to even achieve more. Some students were a bit disappointed that they could not get their desires in the first. They should not be discouraged. The second half should be seen as another chance that should not be blown. Every student must not waste time any longer. The match is gradually coming to end, and the full-time whistle will soon be blown. That news commentary was written by Lois Ishola. Our picture of the week encourages us to believe that everything is possible. Don't decide to do nothing because you think something is impossible. Before we end this week's production, let's have a look at a short video update of the state of our student that wrote SAT some days ago.
So we move.
We encourage all students to start preparing for all exams this year. And that ends this week's Greater Media News. To watch our previous productions, check our YouTube channel, Greater Media News. I still remain Okache.